I got infinity money.
I'll never that theme song honestly never gets old. But if we ever get big and famous, we will probably have to I don't know. We'll probably have to figure something out. Maybe Kai Jones sues us or something. But what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast. It's big episode 46. We're 4 episodes away from 50. Goddamn, right?
6 episodes away from a year.
6 episodes away from a year. You are correct, sir. The year anniversary.
That'll be a fun episode. We'll cook something up. We'll cook something special for that episode.
We'll probably make it like a 2-hour special or something. I think that would be appropriate.
We'll have something cooked up. Don't worry about that. We'll have something good for the year.
Sure. Just so I don't forget again. Next to me is Max. Below me is Earl. Welcome to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, everybody. It only happened one time. It will only happen one time. But
Earl was late this time.
No, but I did want to mention that I don't know if anybody forgot, but earlier this year we were talking about doing a live podcast and going to, the Knicks versus the Lakers game. And that's coming closer too, right? We're just waiting for the schedules come out for the NBA, and then we're probably going to see what those tickets look like. I mean, shit, it's probably going to be expensive, but we're probably going to figure it out.
SeatGeek sponsor us. SeatGeek
sponsor us.
Let me tell you about our sponsor, SeatGeek. If you like to go to concerts, sporting events, anything like that, use code SeatGeek.com/BeyondTheBackboard for
BTB. BTB.
Yeah, code BTB.
That would be a really clean sponsor logo.
Yeah, right?
Sure.
That would be awesome.
Remember.
That would be awesome.
Or BTB Pod.
We can't forget our roots, man. Cheez-Its. That's when we started.
Oh, yeah, that was the first one.
We put so many sponsors on
no free sponsor.
Cheez-It Grooves. That was our first sponsor.
Yeah. Summer League wrapped up, guys. And what do you guys have to take? Who's the next guy up, guys? Who do you guys think, honestly, in this draft that is going to make the biggest impact to their team when it comes time to do it? What's going on? What's going through your head?
Quentin Grott. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
I got a couple guys in mind. First guy that comes to my mind is Reed Sheppard. That Rockets team is an absolutely below bottom 3-point shooting team. And you would think it would probably be a little bit higher with Fred VanVleet, but it's only so many threes he can shoot and make. So Reed Sheppard kind of showed his ability to kind of stretch the floor. Summer League, he was shooting, I don't want to say logo range, but he was shooting some deep 3 balls. And he also showed he's a good playmaker. Defense was not what I expected, a lot better than what I initially saw. I had to talk to Daniel. He's a big Kentucky guy, and he kind of put me
Shout out Dan.
Yes, sir. He just looks NBA ready. He looks like he's kind of plug and play. I think they have a unique opportunity to have Fred VanVleet kind of be his mentor and transition to Reed Sheppard in probably 2-3 years, something like that. He can be a huge contributor on this team, but immediate impact, I think he'd be maybe around that 6-man type of role for them. I doubt Fred VanVleet goes to the bench right now. He's still a good player, so we'll see what happens. He's been on my radar. Also, I don't want to be biased. That's why I didn't start. But Dalton Connect,
Be biased.
He had a great summer league. Fans know he showed all of his abilities. Underrated playmaker. He's able to shoot that 3 ball, get to a spot in the mid range, finish his vertical. Seeing it in action, it's underrated. He had a couple. I don't know if you guys seen that clip where he was about to dunk it, and then he kind of rolled it in for a little finger roll Dr. J action.
I saw that. That was a beautiful lay.
It was clean. So those are the 2 guys. I'll just start with 2 that I'm kind of looking forward to see how they kind of mesh on the actual NBA level.
Yeah. Lou
Dort
also had a really good summer league, didn't he? Lou Dort?
Lou Dort?
Yeah. Lou Dort? What?
Yeah, Lou Dort. Lakers, 6'1", Lou Dort, right?
Are you talking about Bronny?
No,
you got me. That was
you got me.
That Bronny, I couldn't tell the difference. My bad.
But Max is cooking. Bronny's defense, it started really good, but then his offense got progressively better over time. So
he did.
We all know
it's better than he did in college.
We all know it's not going to happen overnight. I do think Bronny's ceiling is probably a 3D wing, and I think that's a really good spot for him.
It's tough to be 3-and-D when you're 6'1", though.
More like a combo guard, I'll say.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a better description.
His defensive instincts are there. Like, I'm not gonna say Bron because obviously Bron is James.
Bron is Bron.
And Bron is Bron. Yeah.
Like if you watch Summer League, like his anticipation of passing lanes, like not a lot of people are able to read plays like that. Aggressive, picking up full court most of the time, making guys uncomfortable. I don't know if you guys watched that Cleveland game, but he was on like Imani Bates majority of the time, and he was doing pretty good on defense for a guy who's like really undersized compared to Imani Bates. He kind of made him a little bit more uncomfortable, and we've seen Imani. He's been having a great summer league. Well, he had a great summer league.
He did. That's another guy. So he had a great summer league.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is a good plug. Yeah, he had a great one too.
Yeah. My pick will be biased, but it will be Tyler Kolek.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I think he really
cold-blooded.
I think
dude, he's got a really strong dribble. He can get wherever he wants on the court. He's a pure playmaker passer, someone who's always willing to make the right pass. Great court vision for someone who, he's 23, so he's on the older side, but he's still a rookie. I think a lot of these skills that we saw in the summer league are going to transition to the NBA. He played 4 years in college. He seems NBA ready. He can handle the ball, but he can also get his shot up. He's kind of, I don't want to make the Steve Nash comparison, but he's that elk of player. Obviously, I doubt he'll be a 2-time MVP like Steve Nash, but that kind of like pass first point guard that could also score and get his own shot very well. Defense, not really his thing. But you know what? Yeah. Offensively, I think he's a great talent. So I would personally like to see him play backup minutes on the Knicks. I think certainly in the next year or two, he'll wind up being one of the more impactful players. Maybe 4, 5, 6 years down the line when some of these young guys are starting to get into their like early to mid 20s and they start hitting their stride, he'll fall down that list. But in terms of like guys who are NBA ready, I think he made an argument that he is very NBA ready.
Right. I do think so as well. I'm not going to take Tyler Kolek though, just because I want to remain unbiased. I do think Tyler Kolek. I think the biggest news to me, honestly, was the fact that he was above Campaign in the depth chart, according to Ian Begley. And I was a bit shocked because we can go back just a couple years ago to when Miles McBride and Quentin Grimes were rookies. And the only time, I swear to God, it was like,
they were also really young, though. Keep that in mind. Kolek's 23. He played 4 years in college. I don't think Grimes or McBride played more than 2.
I think they each played 2. They were relatively really good college players.
They were younger. So I think if anything, having a more NBA ready prospect might get him some more.
100%. I was just a little shocked by that. And being Tom Thibodeau, who is, the guy that doesn't really like to develop rookies, he can develop. He could take any center and make him like a defensive player of the year.
Except Jericho Sims.
Except Jericho Sims.
Love me some Jericho though.
I don't know. He should be moved down to the G League, but
I feel like training camp's going to tell a lot too. I feel like once those guys kind of start getting competitive in the Tibbs training camp, I can imagine that kind of has a lot of stakes on who plays and who doesn't.
Oh, for
as
sure.
Far as like minutes, so I'm sure he can make a name for himself. Like you said, like watching those games. I mean, Max, Omar, they're both right. They're huge Knicks fans, and just outside looking in, he can control the game. Like he's a guy you give the ball to make plays, playmaking wise to go get a bucket. I seen him hit game winners. I seen him hit tough shots. I seen him keep his teammates involved. Like that's the type of player you need. And just thinking about Knicks culture, like I feel like he can kind of fit that vibe. So having that type of option, I think we can bring up the point about like I'll call them college vets are going to be huge this year. Like we talked about Tyler. Same thing about Dalton Connect. Like some teams, like in our position as teams, like we're not necessarily looking for like the 18-year-old to just come in and just play basketball. That's not what we need right now. We need like guys who have more experience, ready to play now, and not necessarily need like 2 to 3 more years of development. Besides, Brian,
before you like fuck up somebody's trajectory.
Yeah, for sure. Right? I think some teams. That's why the whole experience versus young guy. I think sometimes you just got to take what's on the board based off of talent, and I think 100%. Tyler definitely has that talent to play. For sure.
Right. And now I want everybody to think of this depth chart real quick. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Tyler Kolek, Miles McBride, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, either Precious Achua or Ariel Hockporty at this point. I'm not sure. Achua, from what I've been hearing, wants an offer from New York, and they've been talking for the past couple of days, but I'm pretty sure New York wants to use him in a sign and trade. So not really sure what's going on that end, but if you hear that Achua gets signed, it probably means he's getting moved. If you don't, we're going in on Ariel Hockporty, unfortunately. But that's where we are.
He had a decent summer league, so it is what it is. But
look,
y'all worried about Alex Starr? What was it?
I said, unfortunately, is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's not the most ideal guy that I want. I don't want a two-way contract guy to be my backup center. I'm sorry.
I'm just trolling. I'm just saying, like, it's just funny.
I do think they should bring up that dude. He played a little bit for us when both of our centers went down. Do you know what I'm talking about, Max?
Saperstein. Skipinsev. Sorry, Skipinsev.
Skipinsev?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a decent summer league too. He
had a pretty decent summer league. I don't know. I think he could get some backup minutes. I can trust him. But you were saying, Earl, my bad.
No. I was asking Max what was the name he said.
Oh, I was gonna say, because while we're talking about like centers in the summer league, are y'all worried about Alex Starr or not? Talking about players who had a good summer league, I would not put Alex Starr in that conversation.
Look, I'll say this.
You're not wrong.
Was it kind of a letdown to see the number one pick just not perform up to expectations? Sorry. Number 2 pick? Yes. I mean, he had a game where he just did not score. And in a world where me as a Lakers fan, seeing Bronny get torched every single night when he had a bad game when he's the 55th pick, and then Alex Starr can go 0 for what? It was like 8, something like that, 0 for 12, something crazy. It was hard to see. So I don't like to judge everything off of Summer League. I think there's a lot of quotes going out there. We'll see. Like I think base level, he's a good defender. He's quick on his feet as a big. No, he is. He had a couple like 3+ block games, I'm pretty sure.
Fair.
I think defender. Base level, he's a good defender. I think he's a good defender. Like I put solid, like okay, solid, good, great, elite. That's how I'll kind of rank it. I think he's a good defender right now. But he has room to grow. I think his offensive game is really inconsistent. It reminds me, I don't even want to say this, but he kind of plays like early Porzingis. You know how Porzingis just shoots a lot? He's so big, he can easily dominate the paint.
He doesn't know when to take a shot.
I think it's opposite. I think Alex Starr is taking too many shots and he needs to kind of get back to his post game. He's a huge dude. He can kind of use his physicality in the paint and score that way, and then ease into a mid-range, and then ease into a 3. I think he's just unsure on offense, and that's going to be huge when you start playing real NBA minutes versus real NBA centers, because you got to play both ways. So I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about what he's going to do when the season starts, but baseline, I want to bring something positive out of this. He's a good defender. So offense, a little shaky.
So I don't know if you guys listen to this podcast. It's called The Mismatch. No. And it has Kevin O'Connor and his co-host. And his co-host, Birdie, said something along the lines of, you know that when Sarr was with the G League and Ignite, they had to tell him to be aggressive in the paint. They had to remind him, like, yo, you're a big dude. You can push people around in there. Yeah. So, look, if the Wizards can get that out of him, good. Do I see it?
And Valanciunas will get it out of him. We know how physical Valanciunas is. All he needs is a summer with Valanciunas, and he'll be bullying people.
Yeah. He needs some lessons to get him. But I also think he needs to be willing to play center. I really think he just needs to be willing to do that. I think a big part of his draft process and why he didn't go number 1 at first was literally because he didn't want to be a center. So I think with his size and I think with his defense, I'm trying to think of a lineup that would be good with him in it as the center. But where would you put Valanciunas, who's on that $30 million?
Just put him on. I think when you just think about,
it's hard.
I think the traditional aspect of like center nowadays, I think a lot of teams are trying to do the Karl-Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert situation, right? Yeah. You have a really aggressive defender, and then you have an offensive, talented scorer. I'm not saying Valanciunas is that because he's not, but I do see them trying to go for this too big model. I mean, it kind of makes sense in a way, but I don't know. Alex Sarr, I don't know what he is. Like you say, he has all the tools to just be a starting center. Like, he can rebound, he can defend at a good level. Mm-hmm. He has the tools, but why he doesn't want to play center, I don't know if that's like the report out there. He just doesn't want to play it. I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe it's less physical at the 4.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really a shooter. Can he hit threes? Is he a stretch?
He can't. Like, he can hit them, but I don't know the percentages. I don't. Like, the thing is, Summer League made his offense look really stagnant, but for the most part, what I've seen is he can shoot the 3 ball. He can kind of shoot the mid-range here and there. He kind of reminds me of...
Well, he went 9 for 47 in the Summer League and shot 22% in total.
Yeah, he just had a bad Summer League.
A really bad Summer League.
Really bad Summer League offensively.
But like you said, it's Summer League.
In the NBL in Perth, Australia, it says here per basketballreference.com, played 1 season, 9 points per game, 1 block, 1.3 blocks, half a steal, 1 assist maybe. His 3-point percentage was 29.8 or 0.29.
Respectable.
Yeah, it's there. It's almost 30.
And then his 2-point percentage was 60, which is very, very respectable.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be a matter of him just figuring out what role to play. Yeah. And I still don't understand the Wizards going and getting Valanciunas. If they're committing to playing, I guess I get it in the sense that Valanciunas is a stretch 5, so he can spread the floor. So, that gives Sarr a little bit more room on the inside if you want to say that. You still have 4 shooters around Sarr, which, fair. Like Earl said, play the 2 big lineups, see how it goes. Obviously, Valanciunas is not the long-term solution. He's just a plug-and-play guy right now. Maybe, I don't want to say mentor Alex Sarr, but like you said, kind of maybe show him what it's like to play an NBA center and play that position well, because we know Val is going to do that. So I'm not going to, I'm not going to overreact to the Summer League, although certainly Sarr was not impressive. It's going to be a bit of an uphill battle. Maybe he's not as NBA ready as we thought, but I'm sure he will have flashes this year. A 7-foot power forward, like Omar said, that can shoot 60, 65% in the interior. I mean, we saw how good Daniel Gafford was for the Mavericks, and that, kind of playing a similar-ish role to, I'm sure, what Alex Sarr will get this year. Obviously, I think Sarr is a lot more offensively versatile than Daniel Gafford. So I still think he'll have a solid year. Certainly, though, you can't – I don't think anyone is selling – and no one's buying Alex Sarr stock right now. I'll put it that way. Well, maybe they are. Maybe buy low and sell high. But Alex Sarr stock is not up. I'll put it that way.
So let's talk about the number 1 pick of the draft, Zach Ricochet.
Sorry.
Anyway. No. But so he only played the first couple of games, I believe. He didn't play all of the Summer League games, but in those games he did look very good. Positive signs all throughout. I think he could fit super well with that offensive Trae Young and Trae Young, Zach Ricochet, Jalen Johnson. The Hawks are going to be a good team in the next 5 years. I'm not sure about right this second.
Yeah,
I think there's it's only because strictly from development standpoint, right?
Yeah, I get what you're cooking. I agree with that. I think they have a really, I think,
and it's only a tactic, right? Because I don't want them trying all out and then ending up being in this freaking limbo spot in 7, 8, 9, where you're not getting a relatively great draft pick, but you're also getting bottom tier play-in team. So I think the Hawks should consider, maybe let's take one, think about it like a business. Let's take one season, let's bring it under, and let's see what pick we get next year, and let's see what we can build with that and build up our roster a little more. You see what I'm saying? No, I'm not just dragging it out.
No, I get what you're saying, but right now I just don't think the Hawks are gonna be like, hey, let's just go lose. I I don't think that's the vibe from them. Now, don't get me wrong; they can go out there and play their best basketball and just lose games. I agree, but I don't think it's going to come at the cost of, hey, we're going to tank. But like my
not with Trae Young on your team, you can't tank with Trae Young. He's not Trae Young gone. If that's the case,
at this point in his career, he's just at that baseline where it's like, okay, what's next? I don't think we talked about this before too. Like they haven't really built an ideal team around Trae Young yet. Like getting Murray was iffy to me from the start because you're talking about he's literally just a playmaking point guard. Playmaking point guard is what I describe Murray as. Obviously, he can score as well. He's a good scorer, but his game kind of meshed a little bit weird with Trae Young's game, anyways. I felt like long term. But to kind of talk back about Zachary Ricochet, I think he looked great. My biggest thing with that summer league team is lack of playmaking from the point guard position, and that's because shout out to Kobe Buffin. Obviously, he got hurt before the summer league. I was excited to see him play, but guys weren't getting him the ball. Like I was watching those games with my dad. He didn't really get a chance to like kind of benefit off of good playmaking. I think when he plays with Trae Young, a lot of his shots are going to become easier. So what I've seen from him, he can really shoot that 3 ball. He's very confident on offense, a little bit too confident at times. I've seen him take some crazy shots. I think the first shot I seen him take of summer league was like a step back turnaround 3, which was crazy to watch. Like I don't know. He looked like shot. And then he just looked and turned around like, oh yeah, I'm making this. And obviously he bricked. But next play he came down and made it made an easier shot. So
I can only imagine what that looks like. I'm looking this up.
Quinn Snyder is not letting that fly. I'm just saying respectfully.
No, it's not happening. It's never happening.
I think he's gonna have a good year. As far as like just if we can kind of not transition, but like rookie of the year this year, I think it's gonna be a little bit more uncertain because I just don't know. I have no favorite right now. I have no favorite going into this year. Biasly, I'll say Dalton Connect because that's my boy. Obviously, he's a Laker. But you got Reed Sheppard, had a great summer league. Zachary Ricochet, I mean, who knows what can happen with Trae Young playmaking. I mean, top 3 in playmaking. So maybe his game just gets easier. I don't know. Who else?
I mean, I think you kind of said it. Like, it could be anyone, though. Like, it could be like –
I mean, it could be Zach Edey. I mean – he looked good.
Castle guy on the Spurs. I know people love Rob Dillingham. People high on him.
Oh man,
Ron Holland's just like a question mark. So I was like, it could be anyone. Like last year, we knew it was going to be Wemby, even with Chet. It was always going to be.
Can we talk about Stephon Castleton though? That I'm glad you brought him up. Yeah. He looked good. I know he only played a couple games. He had not an injury scare, but they just wanted to be very cautious. I mean, when you're the future point guard playing with Wemby, you know, the Spurs definitely take their caution. They did it with Wemby. Yeah. I mean, he played 1-2 games, pull him. We've seen what we got to see.
Yeah, bad 2 games too.
What do you guys think about Terrence Shannon right now? How do you guys feel about him?
Yeah, I think he looks good. He looked good last year in college. I think the fit is there. I mean, we talk about teams that really got better this year as far as the draft. I think him and Rob make that Timberwolves team really good. What was their depth? Like Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They lost Kyle Anderson, so Terrence definitely has a chance to kind of fit into that system a little bit.
Lost, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think you take that if you're Minnesota. You're okay with that.
No, I mean like as far as like
you're really okay with that if you're Minnesota.
No, I'm saying like if you're Timberwolves, like regardless of how you play, like that was a key rotational player for them as far as minutes. I mean,
was for sure. But I think getting Rob Dillingham, you feel good about getting at least by the end of the season, maybe not right away, but by the end of the season, probably pretty similar, if not better, production from those minutes.
Yeah, I feel like from those 2 rooks, I mean, they're coming into a great position. Like who wouldn't want to go to one of the better teams, and they're really young as far as the core.
Yeah.
Well, besides Mike Conley, but still, that's why you got Rob Dillingham. So I think they did a good job. Timberwolves cooked, especially because they gave up a toddler to get this pick. What was it like? I didn't even know you could do it. It was like 2031 pick. I was like, bro, can you do that? Like that's like putting something on layaway years.
If you're not in the second tax apron, you can do that.
Yeah, there's some apron rules. I mean, you can. I think it's like you can trade up to 7 years away. That's now we're at the point where 2031 is 7 years away, if you can believe it.
They're scouting. That's crazy. Yeah, but I think there was a lot of great rookies this year. Summer League was really fun. Oh, and can we talk about like just Summer League? Just I don't know what to call them. I'll say like kind of underrated players, like players that kind of got forgotten about. And I'll bring up two names. They were both in the championship game. Scottie Pippen Jr.
True.
I hate the Lakers for what they did to him by letting him go.
No, he had a very good Summer League. He's on Minnesota, right? No, Minnesota. Memphis, right?
Yep. And Josh Christopher. Because Josh Christopher, if people don't know, Josh Christopher was like a really, really, really good high school prospect.
Yeah.
But I feel like his game took a little bit longer to translate to the NBA. But you've seen he's in a good spot. Miami Heat, that's a good coach for him. And he completely took over those games. And like watching that that speech that they gave at the end about how he thanked all his teammates, like basically they were all there together. I think that's what makes the Summer League fun too, because a lot of these guys, they're not on rosters. Like they're fighting for a chance to make a team, to even make a two-way contract. So Scottie Pippen Jr., shout out to him. He looks great. Shout out to Allen too, my guy Allen. He was a huge believer in Scottie Pippen Jr. I was a part-time supporter. Like I believed in him, but I didn't see all this potential he had. But I'm just glad he's in a good place. We talked about it too. I think he can kind of play that Tyus role for the Grizzlies, just like a 6-7 man off the bench, good, decent playmaker, good defender, little production off the bench. And the Grizzlies, I know we talked about teams as well, like that got better. The Grizzlies getting hurt last year helped that team out a lot. So shout out to them too.
Yeah.
And getting Zach Edey in this draft, I'm saying, getting Zach Edey in this draft, especially for Memphis, oh man.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for him.
That's scary to me, frankly.
Memphis has some really
because now you gotta it's the backcourt, right? Or backcourt is the guards, not the. I'm stupid, right?
I'm saying like they have Jaren Jackson and Zach Edey in the front court.
No, I'm saying like their backcourt is crazy. Like Jaren Jackson at the power forward, Zach Edey at the center. I didn't even know Zach Edey was gonna start. I frankly thought that they weren't gonna start him.
But you take the guy ninth, I figure he'd start. They don't really have. They've been struggling to find a real center because, like, as much as Jaren Jackson Jr. is a very good basketball player, he is not a center.
Yeah,
he does not rebound the ball enough to justify center. Zach Edey can rebound the ball.
Yeah, they had Steven Adams and they shipped him off to Houston.
Yeah,
he got injured,
that's
so I don't blame him for that. Yeah.
You never let go of the protector, man. He's protected some great point guards.
But another guy that I want to bring up, I can't believe we haven't mentioned him yet, is I'm probably going to botch his name, but Khalil Ware.
Oh, yeah.
For Miami.
Khalil Ware has been amazing. There's literally not a better fit for him than where he is right now. I can only imagine him right now with more Heat culture. Oh, it's going to be
like a point guard, right? Like he's like a primary ball handler.
No, he's a center though.
No, he's a center.
Wait, oh my God, wait. I completely flopped. My bad.
No, you're good.
The Heat.
No, you're good, but he can control the game like that. He like, if people don't know, like, not to bring Lakers into this again, but he was our draft pick before Dalton Connect kind of fell to us. Like, he got drafted right before us. Obviously, he was going to be the guy that you paired next to Anthony Davis. He has that. Right. He has the ability to pretty much do everything. He can score at a high level. His touch under the rim, we don't talk about it enough. There's too many bigs who have no finesse and touch in that paint. Like, they'll throw up hook shots and they have no type of timing and it looks horrible. But Khalil Ware, he's really intentional about all his moves. Defense looks like a monster on the glass. So him and Bam, what you guys have really been seeing from like AD and Bam in the Olympics, give it a couple years, you'll probably see something similar with Bam and Khalil Ware. That's how good of a defender I feel like he is base level. So
is the spacing going to be good there, you think?
Oh, for sure. Now that Bam can kind of shoot a little bit more, Khalil Ware can shoot a little bit more. It's like they both have the ability to score threes. It's just up to one of those two guys to be aggressive when it comes down to it. And I think you can kind of count.
I wouldn't really say if I'm seeing Bam take a three, I'm letting him have it. I'm not guarding Bam.
Look, this is when I bring this example. For bigs to consistently hit threes, you only see like a couple guys do that. Joel Embiid and Jokic. I say those two guys right there because they know.
There's others. Huh? There's others. Brook Lopez consistently hits. Porzingis consistently hits.
But I mean, yeah. But my point is, like, when you have other guys who can grab rebounds and stuff like that on those teams, I feel like it's easier. Like, think about Jokic. He knows Aaron Gordon's going to be on the offensive rebound.
True,
He's one of the best offensive rebounders. Giannis, Giannis is going to be on the glass. He's a elite rebounder in this league. Like, when you have somebody else, well, I don't really have a solid case for the Sixers except for Joel. It's just Joel. He's going to do what he wants.
Tobias Harris.
Yeah. Yeah, but when you have a guy who can really go out there and be aggressive on the glass, I feel like maybe that will help Bam stretch out his game. Reminds me of Anthony Davis. Maybe. When we had bigs, Anthony Davis shot a lot of threes because he knew we had backup help. So maybe Bam can do that. I agree with you, Max, though. If I see Bam right now base form shooting threes, I'd probably let it slide. But I don't know how much longer the league can really do that if he continues to develop that game. But for now, I do agree with you. Like, base level, Bam, like if he's shooting a three, if I had to choose a Bam 3 over just letting anybody else get an easy bucket, I'm probably going to let him shoot it.
Yeah, I think that's my only concern with Ware is not more so his game, but more so the fit in Miami. I think when he falls that far, at some point you've just got to take a guy purely based on talent, regardless of fit. I don't blame Miami at all for taking him. I think their decision has been, obviously it's the summer league, but he sure looked really good in the summer league. Made it all the way, like I said, to that championship game. So I think it's all going to come down to fit. Is he going to be able to fit next to Bam? And if so, that's going to be a great pairing. But also, if he winds up panning out and it becomes a question of him versus Bam, that's a good problem to have, right? Yeah. A lot of teams can't get one quality big man. Now that he got two, so they can either move on from Bam at some point, which, I know they just signed him to an extension, so that's, we're looking years down the road here, but they set themselves well with a very good young to youngish center rotation there.
Now that you think about it like this, how it can fit. In order for it to work, you have to have a good ball handler / playmaker. I consider that Jimmy Butler. He kind of controls all the actions. You have to have somebody who can shoot the three ball at a high level. That's Tyler Hero. In Olympics, I kind of compare that to Curry because he's playing a lot more off ball. And then you have to have just kind of what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy, you have to have like a slash or a cutter.
I think Bam had a fire.
By the way, the Heat. I'm missing somebody, right?
Point guard, Rozier.
Oh, yeah, and Terry Rozier. You got another scoring option. So
I think Bam Adebayo has proved through these Summer Olympics that he can be a power forward. I think that's a blessing in disguise for the Miami Heat. And I also think it's a blessing in disguise for Eric Spoelstra because he didn't see it coming. And you can tell by his reaction on the bench. I believe there was one post somewhere. Anybody could find it. Go on X, you'll find it.
The shot face when he was in those threes.
He took the shot, he made it. Eric Spoelstra was like, it was so funny.
But then again, it's easy to look good when you're playing next to the best defensive player in the league, Anthony Davis, baby.
Yeah, I think that's a good segue into the USA Olympics.
Yes, sir.
We're recording this kind of in like that midway break where I'm pretty sure all the exhibition games are done, all the friendlies are done.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure the Olympics, like the kickoff, the opening ceremonies are either tomorrow or the day after that. It's within the next 48 hours. I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing that, and then the games are this weekend. So obviously the US are still the favorites going into this. They still have LeBron James. They still have Anthony Davis. They still have Booker and Steph Curry and the whole gang. We almost lost to South Sudan. We almost lost to South Sudan. It was a 1-point game. Do you either of you know what the line was going into that game? How much we were favorites?
No, I'm sure.
All the way up here to all the way down here.
43.5 points.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot.
43.5 point favorites.
I should have been
on won by 1.
And this is my point too. Like
how concerned are we right now? How worried are we about this U.S. team?
I'm not worried at all.
I'm
not worried at all.
My worry is getting comfortable. Like, you can't get comfortable in the Olympics. People have to realize a lot of these teams have always played together. Like, you see, like the Spain teams. These teams have been together since they were teenagers to now. They have like 35, 37, 8+ guys on that team who've been playing for that team their whole life. They know how to play with each other. They have chemistry that goes over years. And U.S. teams, like, yes, it's convenient for us because we have some of the best players in the world. You can kind of just plug and play, but at the same time, it still takes a level of cohesiveness. And I feel like there's times where you don't see that. You see times where you try to bring your old style of basketball to the Olympics. Joel Embiid with that foul, but he learned very quickly they're not calling those fouls. The isolation plays, they learn very quickly. They're not just going to sit there and let you dribble. They're going to send a double team for you, and they'll force you to make a bad pass. Like, I think that's why I love these games a lot. It forces guys, one, to get into game shape. I know some of these guys have been out the playoffs for a minute. No disrespect to the people who got eliminated early. We did in the first round. So I think I am a little bit worried, Max. You do make a great point. I mean, a 1-point win is not ideal. And then the next game versus Germany, you kind of had slips throughout that game too. It's a little bit concerning. I feel like some guys aren't taking this as serious as they should. Like, Olympic team, we are known for not only winning but dominating. And yes, we're spoiled as a country. We just feel like we should win everything. I agree with that. I see a lot of takes about that online. It's true, but at the same time, there's no excuse for us to win when we have the majority of the NBA population on Team USA. So, yeah.
You know, I do want to shout out the other teams, you know, like South Sudan. Sure. As far as I'm concerned, I think we play them actually in the
we also gotta know one thing about South Sudan. This is a little bit like, I don't want to bring down the mood or anything, but we also have to understand, like, South Sudan has probably only been independent for the past 15 years.
10 years, but yeah.
The fact that they almost beat USA should be.
Yeah, I mean, that is a country that understandably has many, bigger priorities than basketball right now. So the fact that they were able to push us in a 1-point game, even if, it's an exhibition game, Durant didn't play, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. The fact that they were one shot away, and by the way, they got a good look at the end of that game. I forget who it was, but he got space and was this close to game winning us. Mm-hmm. They, as far as I'm concerned, they won. Like, they've got to be, they're playing with house money at that point. Like, it was a very impressive game. Like, they were out there looking like NBA athletes. I think they maybe had one or maybe two end of the bench NBA plays, but they were taking it to us, dunking on Team USA, hitting every three they looked at. They were extremely impressive. So they could go 0-4, 0-3 in the actual Olympics. As far as I'm concerned, they won. They have to feel like they proved themselves. They proved the point that they're not just pushovers. They're not just they're not. They shouldn't be. To disrespect the team by making them 44-point underdogs is crazy. So I think, shout out to them. They played a fantastic game. And like you said, Earl, it proves, anything's possible in these Olympics. U.S. can't be comfortable. They've got to come out and stick it to them. I think the last time the USA, or maybe not the last time, but another time where the U.S. were huge favorites going in. I forget who they played, but it was in that 2012 Olympic game. It was, I forget who they played, but we won by 60 in the actual Olympics. It was a game where Carmelo Anthony had 30 some odd points. Melo cooked that game, but that's what respectfully we should be doing. That should be the goal. The goal shouldn't just be to win. We shouldn't need to rely on 39-year-old LeBron James to carry us in the final minute of a game. That just can't happen if we want to continue to win. Because then we're either going to get knocked off by a complete underdog, like a South Sudan can come and knock us out, or when we play an actual, not favorite, but a top dog, like a Germany, like a Spain, like a Canada, it can easily happen to those teams as well. So I just think it proves that, I'm going to sit here I've been a little negative about the USA team, but I'm going to try and show the love to these other teams. It shows how good these basketball players are. The fact that you can be so good, and the fact that South Sudan team can almost beat Team USA, and none of those guys are going to see NBA minutes. Maybe one or two of them has an end of the bench contract, but these guys are still so good. People forget how good at basketball you have to be to even represent a team in the Olympics, even if it is a country like South Sudan. Like I said, basketball is not the priority. It shows how good these players are. So shout out to them. I think it would have been, a tiny part of me wishes they won that game. I think it would have been an awesome story, but I think they proved the point, which is ultimately kind of what the Olympics are for. You get these great underdog stories. That's kind of why we watch.
And I think just to bring it back to just nail this point in, I think there's a huge difference and and this is no disrespect to any side. Obviously, there's basketball players who are just naturally overly skilled compared to other players. That skill is going to take you far. But then there's players who are skilled and who are prepared. I think a lot of teams in the Olympics they have baseline skill players and they're just way more prepared than us.
Yeah.
You can kind of see the USA players, some of them, they go out there and play hey, I'm just saying names. I'm just spitting out names. Hey, I'm Anthony Edwards. Hey, I'm Devin Booker. Like, this is who I am.
Jason Tatum.
I'm Jason Tatum. Like, that's who I am. I'm gonna win because of that. In the Olympics, that's not the case. Like, we've been seeing it in Dream Team documentary. There's guys, when you go play for Team USA, you're the target. Every team wants to beat you. Every team wants to be in the documentary saying, hey, we beat Team USA. That's what you want to do.
And write that down on your resume, huh?
Exactly. Like, you got to think, people are playing for their country. Some of these countries winning games, that brings exposure to where they live. That brings visitors. That brings money, economic help for some of these countries. Like, that's just the truth. And we got to play with a little bit more pride for ourselves, too, and stop acting spoiled, I'll say. We have to lock in and show respect to our opponents, or like Max said, we'll have an underdog team completely come out there and beat us. It shouldn't take a 39-year-old, 40 this year, old LeBron James to close out these games when you have Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards on this team. Just talking about younger guys, I'll say those two guys just for example. When you have guys like that, those guys, next generation, those guys should be taking over. Like, and I respect LeBron, I respect AD for what they're doing, but then it makes you think like, okay, what's up with the future? Like, are these guys going to be ready in the next 4 years to kind of take over the ropes? Who's going to be that next guy to kind of take over those things? Like, I agree with Max there. It shouldn't come down to just LeBron James ISO. Like, we love it. We know it's going to be a bucket, but still, like, I want to see another story written as well. Like, I want to see an underdog on our team kind of take the ropes in the next generation of Team USA. But my point is, like, skills only going to take you so far. You still have to practice and show up prepared. So 100%. That's just my message to Team USA. I'm sure 100%. You guys will watch this because you're all avid watchers of the Beyond the Backboard podcast.
Yes, sir.
The whole team. This is what Steve Kerr's playing in the locker room beforehand. The hype.
Lock in, man. It takes a team. It takes a country. The whole USA is behind you. Lock in, man. I'll say this. And I'll put it how LeBron put it. In a world where there's a lot of division around the world, we can all, as Americans, understand and respect that we all are going to tune in and watch a lot of Olympic basketball. Well, not just basketball, just Olympic sports. Like, that's what connects us all together. So just go out there and do your best. Like, you have the whole country rooting for you. And we just want, like, win, lose, or draw, be prepared. Just be ready. Respect everybody by showing up ready and overly prepared. And I think that's what all of our teams have to do this year. And I'm excited to watch. Just not even, I know this is a basketball podcast, but just Olympics in general. Like, we're going out there to compete. I want us to take home as much gold as we can. So I'm locked in. It should be fun.
Hell yeah, brother. I agree. Never sleep. I mean, look, this has to serve as kind of like a wake-up call to the USA. You gotta, as everybody's kind of been saying on repeat, gotta start taking it seriously. So I think this was a little bit of a wake-up call. I wanted to say that I have absolutely no worry for this USA team. I think this USA team will be fine, right? I think Jason Tatum's got to lock in. Jason Tatum's got to lock in. They got to call Jaylen Brown or something too. Jaylen.
Jason Tatum's only 19, man. What do y'all expect? He's still learning.
19. It's crazy. Maybe Deuce is 19. All right.
I mean, he looks tall enough to be 19. I'm just playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Tyrese Halliburton is like weirdly out of the rotation now, which I find a little fun.
For Derek White, the best role player of all time.
I'm not surprised at all.
Look, Max. No.
I told you guys.
Can we be honest? No. Him getting his minutes taken by Derek White is kind of crazy.
It's not about being minutes taken. I think his injury is flaring up, and they don't want to say anything.
Y'all keep saying it's no injury right now. On paper, when he's been in the game, he's been an impactful player. On the defensive end, offensively, he hasn't really 100% clicked yet, but still, defense, playmaking, he's been there. Like, I see him make great defensive stops. And when it comes down to winning these games, when things get serious, you need defense. Like, I know Derek White, yes, it's Derek White. I get it. But gosh, Lee, bro, Tyrese Halliburton can't play because Derek White got on the plane now. Like, I'm just
I don't think any problems with that.
That's why it looks really weird, right? The only reason why I say I think it's injury is because it looks really, really weird how all of a sudden he was playing, he was starting, and he was the projected starter. And then all of a sudden, I thought so at a time. It probably wasn't like an official projected starter by like ESPN or something, but people thought he was going to start. There is a narrative around the NBA that he was the best point guard in the East. So, regardless of anything, and we all know how me and Max feel about that.
Tyrese Maxey. Woo, woo, woo. Wrong Tyrese is on the team.
He might make this team in 4 years. He might be here in 4 years.
I will.
Did y'all see how young he is? Did y'all see that press conference yesterday? Or was it today?
Yeah, I did.
I'm just saying.
Paul George, Joel Embiid. Yeah, that's gotta be.
Drug test is coming.
I wish Paul George was here. Paul George should be here.
They did that for 100%. Brunson. They did that for Brunson after year one.
He's getting drug tested. I know how the NBA is. I've seen the
videos. Does, bro.
I've seen the videos. It's happening. But one last thing about Team USA before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
It's over for y'all. You know why? Because the Slim Reaper's been hibernating. He's coming back though.
That is true. That is true. We have not been playing arguably our second best player.
Seen the greatest Olympian for basketball.
Whoa. Slow down.
Second greatest.
No, I'm just saying that strictly because he has the most points of all time in U.S. basketball.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just saying, if we're doing that, I'm just saying he right now on this team, statistically, he has played the most. He passed Melo. He has the most. What is it? Is it wins too, or is it just points?
He's fine. He's all right.
Our ace in the sleeve hasn't even the one dude who eats with a basketball. He has a basketball when he's walking down the house. He has a basketball sitting next to his toilet. He has a basketball with a bowl of cereal for him and for his basketball. Right there next to him. He has his jogging suit. He has pajamas on his basketball because he's a hooper. The best born and raised hooping American who sleeves basketball. He has
Kevin Durant,
doesn't have a family, he doesn't have a wife. He has his basketball, he has his mom, he has his brothers, and they chill basketball and
this is gonna keep
basketball going all day long. Kevin Durant will not let us lose a game. Easy. That's my speech.
Shout out to Earl because I was trying to mess you up by talking over you.
Hey man, we have Kevin Durant. I have no worries. Put it in the edit.
Listen.
He's still not the greatest basketball.
This is probably.
I know.
Okay. This is probably going to be
for the sake of the bit.
He may be the most decorated. He's not the greatest though.
Look, this may be a hot take. This may be a hot take.
What's the?
I don't think he's going to do shit.
Come on.
I don't think he's going to do
shit. You're fading the Durant Olympic line.
I don't think he's going to play at all.
Come on, bro. Stop.
Let me explain why.
You're gonna say he's injured. Okay.
That too, but it's gonna go into. First of all, he's had, and this is a. What's up?
Are you one of those people who thinks he needs to warm up to play?
No.
I was about to say you put him out there.
I mean, listen.
Did you not see the clip with him and Ron?
After a night at home.
Did you not see the clip of him and Ron? Hey, Katie, put one up. Nothing but that. Come on, man. He's a hooper.
I understand that. I'm not saying he's not, bro.
All right, let me let you finish. Cook up.
Now, Kevin Durant, amazing basketball player. I'm not taking anything that he's done away from him when I say this.
Okay.
He's had the healthiest season he's had in his career this year, or in the past couple of years within this year. Let's say the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come with a toll, y'all. And that toll might come with a little bit of an injury, maybe a lingering injury that he doesn't feel like he wants to play on.
Injuries on people. Anthony Davis.
I'm not wishing injuries on anybody. I'm not wishing injuries on anybody. I'm just saying, bro, it's gonna take a toll on him. Like, he's an older gentleman.
He's 35.
Yeah.
LeBron
in the realm of the NBA, older gentleman.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying like he's up there now. People forget
he's up there. He's got like max 5 years left. Max. But
I mean, he could turn into just a catch and shoot player. That can give him like 7 more years.
I'm sure he can, but
he could turn into a post player. That can give him like 8 more years.
the underlining point is not that I'm trying to wish injuries on Kevin Durant or anything like that. I wish he played for Team USA. It just seems gleam, especially how you've already accepted the invitation to Team USA. You participated in everything. And then when the exhibitions came around, your leg was bothering you.
Really, it was Steve Kerr's decision not to play him. Like the last two shoot-arounds, they say he looked great. He's ready to go. But Steve Kerr, maybe he just doesn't want nobody to see what he's cooking right now. And if we talk about injuries, what about Joel Embiid? Has he not been one of the most injured players? Did you not see the effort play he made last game where I've never seen Joel? Well, I didn't expect to see Joel Embiid jumping up on the glass, blocking somebody, falling to the floor in an expedition game.
That was an insane block.
Respectfully, Kevin Durant is not dropping 50 on 1 foot.
I don't think the USA needs him to drop 50.
What?
That's what Joel Embiid did during the playoffs.
Oh, okay, fair.
That's what Joel Embiid did during the playoffs.
Yeah, right. Listen, I hear what you're saying, Omar, and I agree with you. There is reason to be concerned about the Durant injury. I don't think they would just be holding him out for no reason. I think if he was 100% good to go, peak 80, healthy, he would be playing. I agree with that. Yeah. There's reason to be concerned. With that said, I think that's the reason why he didn't play, because you got to remember, these are exhibitions. Ultimately, U.S. could lose all 4 exhibitions. It does not matter. Plus, we were more than good enough to win all of our games, and we did. We still won all our games without Durant. Yeah. I think when Durant started, just saying something a little small, something a little lingering, I think
Earl's tingling with excitement right now. Look at him.
I don't think there was ever 1 second where either he or Steve Kerr or the front office or whoever rules the USA basketball team.
If Kevin Durant plays,
was worried
it is that Durant wasn't going to play on all accounts.
When Kevin Durant plays, why you keep saying when Kevin Durant?
Because you never know. We said this about Kawhi, and then he literally dropped out the last time. He literally, we literally forget that just happened with Kawhi. We were saying, Kawhi's going to play. It's not going to be no big deal.
It's levels to this. Kawhi doesn't care about basketball like that. Kawhi doesn't love basketball. Kevin Durant loves basketball.
Okay. I mean, Kawhi, listen, I'm sure Kawhi would play if he could. I think the fact that I agree. Like you said, this happened with Kawhi Leonard. I think if there was a chance that Durant was not going to play, he would have dropped out already.
Yeah, you're right.
It got to a point where USA said, are these guys good to go or not? Durant will be good to go. We're not worried about him. Don't need to worry about replacing him. Kawhi, probably not. Let's just replace him now. That's why they made that decision as early as they did, so they're not back against the wall 2 days before the ceremony start and they need to find someone. So the fact that they haven't even remotely thought about replacing Durant tells me that I think he'll be ready to go.
Okay.
All I'm saying is,
if he plays
that USA colors, it's over. Okay. Once he touches that basketball, the first shot he puts up will be a nothing but net switch. Mark it, clip it right now. The first shot he puts up.
Can we do like a little bet on that? Can we do a little prop bet?
Not miss. It will be a straight switch, 100%, no doubt in my mind.
And what if it hits the backboard?
He's still a bucket, though.
That's not a switch. That's not a switch.
Real talk. First shot.
What if it goes beyond the backboard?
That was a good one. Okay, that was a good one.
Got him.
That was a good one.
I think you guys should bet $5 on that. I think you guys should bet $5. Yes, I will clap it up for that. That was a good shameless plug.
Let me wonder if Katie watches before I make any bets, but yeah. Hey, let me see the shoot around. Look, I'll say this. Last thing I have to say about KD. Bring us the gold, baby.
Listen, I still think Team USA should have Carmelo Anthony on this team. I think he should be on there with Derek White, Jrue Holiday, and Tyrese Halliburton.
I'll be down for that. You already know how I feel about Melo.
Put him on the reserve squad.
You know how we all feel about Melo.
No, put him on the main squad, bro. Yeah. You don't gotta play mega minutes.
Bro, Carmelo can
just come and hit some shots.
Or Carmelo can get back on the court
in that lineup. Put Melo in that second unit with Bam and AD. You don't gotta worry about defense.
Carmelo, literally, that's what I'm saying. Like Carmelo can suit up right now and play for your team. I have full confidence.
And you know what? I'll bet you if Melo wanted to, he would be on this team. I think he would be. I think he's straight up, I don't think they asked him or anything, but if Melo was like, yo, I'm still in game shape, I kind of want to suit up, can I go? Bron would make sure it would happen. And I think that the USA guys would want him there. So I think Melo could be on this team. I think it's more so his choice than anything. You know, he's happy to just sit back. He's retired. He's enjoying his podcast. Right? You know, but if he wanted to be out there, he could be out there. And I think he'd be.
Yeah. Listen, if you're going to be a coach in the NBA, just remember no more podcasts, all right? Shout out JJ Redick.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's Coach Redick.
Coach Redick.
Coach J.
I said let's be a little bit more professional. It's Coach Redick now. Can't go saying JJ nowadays.
What does JJ stand for? Does it stand for anything?
Jared. No, I'm just I don't know.
I'm gonna look that up.
Coach Jared.
Josh Redick.
I'm gonna look it up.
Junior Redick. Junior.
What's up, Junior?
It's gonna be Justin Jefferson Redick.
James Julius. Nah, but
I'm looking it up right now.
Being serious though, like just my last thing about Kevin Durant. I really just think the reason why he's still on this team is he is going to.
Oh wow, this is cool. His middle name doesn't even start with a J. Jonathan Clay Redick with a C.
So
it should be Redick. His name should be JC Redick.
Well, maybe he's a junior. Maybe that's why there's JJ. I don't know. I'm just speculating out.
Oh shit. Okay. I got scared. I thought I got an ESPN notification saying that the Rockets have traded Jalen Green for Jimmy Butler. And that's not what I saw. It was the Rockets are open to trading Jalen Green for somebody like Jimmy Butler. That was the report.
I imagine that's how all Omar's like trade things come up in the over getting Joel Embiid.
That's I would explain a lot. But go ahead, Earl. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I was just saying. I really forgot what I was saying. We were talking about JJ.
You were saying your last point about Durant on USA.
Oh yeah. My last point about Durant on USA. I think Max was kind of cooking. You were cooking too, Omar. I'm not doing to discredit you, but the point I want to like highlight is like Max is right. If there was a point where Kevin Durant couldn't play, he would have been replaced like the same time as Kawhi. So that's kind of why I'm really positive about it. And like you said, these are just expedition games. These games don't count anything towards gold. They're just practice. So I think it's almost a good strategic idea. Like all these teams I've played against Team USA in our sets without Kevin Durant. So having to adjust to having that type of score next time you see us and our rotation could be a little bit different. I think it just brings a little bit more versatility to our squad. So I'm excited to see how things pan out, man. Like now, a couple of days, like we said, opening ceremony is coming up in the next couple of days, and it's all serious. And shout out to LeBron James and Coco Jones for being our USA flag bearers to start the ceremony. I seen Coco Jones this morning. Congratulations to her. And it's going to be fun, man. I'm excited. So Olympics is kicking off, man. Basketball prime time position. Life is good, man.
Tell them what channel it's on.
I have no clue, bro. It's NBC, right? All the Olympics are NBC. NBC, Peacock, USA, all that.
Turn your TV on. It'll be on.
It'll be on. Just turn it on.
Real quick before we end it off here, what would you guys, if you were Coach Steve Kerr, what would your lineups? What's your starting lineup? You could cook a starting lineup and a bench lineup. Starting five.
Okay. I'm gonna just so I don't fuck up. I'm gonna just look up the roster.
All right, I'll go for it. I already know mine. All right. Stephen Curry at the 1, Ant at the 2, Bron at the 3, KD at the 4, AD at the 5. That's what I'll rock with.
Okay.
What's your bench squad?
I would go Steph. I'm going to say Devin Booker at the 2.
I like
just
that.
because I like Ant more off the bench, being able to bring the scoring off the bench. I'll go Steph at the 2. Bron, KD, Joel at the 5. How do I do this? 5. So I can bring off the bench. You got Drew. You got Ant Edwards, Tatum, Bam, and AD.
Now that is the least.
I think that fits the most. And maybe you could even argue sliding Drew into the starting lineup.
True.
But I'll keep him. I think I like Booker at the starting lineup. I like him. Booker is a prototypical, just pure scoring 2 guard. And so there's plenty of offense there. You got Embiid and Bron in there for defense. And then just a defensive swamp off the bench with Tatum and Edwards to just go be pure scorers.
Okay. And the reason I kind of like Drew too in that starting unit is because he plays really good off ball with Bron. In that first game, he was a leading scorer to start the game because he just moved so well. Like, who played the corner? Not a lot of guys actually just cut when you're supposed to. It would just cut to the basket wide open. Like, I like his game.
Yeah, Omar, what would your lineup be?
All right, so my front, he's not even on the team, but I would pick him if he was. My front court is going to be Joel Embiid and Bam Adebayo. I think that brings some much needed.
Court has 3. You're forgetting a small forward.
Oh, sorry, my bad. LeBron.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing too long.
So yeah, because I was debating between Kevin Durant and LeBron James. So
you gotta get
either one would have.
You gotta get Bron the nod.
Yeah, I gotta do. I gotta agree with Drew Holiday in that starting lineup at shooting guard, and I'm gonna put Steph Curry at the 1, right? So then off the bench we got Tyrese, Devin. We got Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis, and Jason Tatum.
Okay, so your DNPs. So your DNPs are White and who else? Oh, you didn't say Durant.
No, did I say Devin Booker? Because I meant to.
You did.
You said you don't have Durant in there though.
Yeah, you didn't say Durant at all.
Okay, yeah, no, Durant's in there. I guess Derek White and fucking Tyrese Halliburton's gonna be my reserve. Yeah.
So we all agree that the DNPs are White and Halliburton.
Yeah.
I mean,
if we really need defense, you put Derek White in there. If you really need passing, you put Tyrese in there. But other than that, they can enjoy at the end of the bench next to the coaches. They can sit next to Spoelstra, have a good time.
They should have brought what's his name?
They should have brought Langston Galloway, bro. He needs minutes.
He's on there.
Wasn't he part of that? Yeah, he is.
He's on the reserve team. They need to elevate him. Main squad.
No, but he's at every game. Like he gets garbage.
I don't think he'll be at the Olympic game. Maybe he will be, but I don't think
I think they have to. Well, I think they bring like just an extra 1 or 2 just in case someone gets hurt. Hopefully not, but playing time probably not happening.
Listen, I don't wish injury on anyone, but if we can get Langston Galloway Olympic minutes, I'm here for it.
Do you guys want to hear the?
40 points to bring gold home.
Do you guys want to hear? Just to end off the pod, do you guys want to hear the entire player pool that they had to choose from? So
the guys who could have been there, sure, real quick.
Yeah. So the guys that I guess tried out, and then some of them didn't go, and then some of them did. I'm just gonna read every one of them.
Yeah, some of them declined invitations, some of them didn't make it pass.
So along with the current squad, Bam Adebayo, Jared Allen, Paolo Banchero, Desmond Bane, Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Jimmy Butler, Alex Caruso, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, I see you, Earl, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, De'Aaron Fox, Paul George. Yes. I give Paul George that. I give Paul George that.
It's probably because he's a free agent. He didn't want to hurt his.
Aaron Gordon though.
Oh.
Aaron Gordon. Yeah,
he's a FIBA guy. We got him on the FIBA team.
Tyrese Halliburton, I'm keeping that in the middle because he is on the reserve squad.
Yeah.
James Harden, we could just flip that downward. Josh Hart, we could just flip that downward. Tyler Hero, we could just drop that downward.
All the way down.
I wouldn't have minded Harden. I think he'd fit. He's been teammates with half of these guys.
I put Harden in neutral. I put him in neutral.
All right, Harden's neutral.
He's been teammates with basically everyone there.
Drew Holiday's on the squad. Chet Holmgren, I would put him on the squad.
He'll be there eventually.
Brandon Ingram, I would put on the squad.
No. You did not watch the summer. He sold us. He didn't do nothing.
Never mind.
After last year,
defense, he was a cone on offense. No confidence, and he complained about minutes. Not a Team USA player. I'm sorry.
All right. Jaren Jackson Jr.
No.
Also sold us last year.
No.
Oh, wait, but I forgot one guy.
No.
I forgot somebody. Kyrie Irving.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Kyrie, Harden, and Paul George should be there over like.
Paul George is right here. Harden's right here. I think all of them are like right here. We could go.
Those three should be in there over Holiday, Halliburton, and White.
Oh my God, Kyrie, bro, Steph Curry, Kyrie. Bro, no, bro, we were robbed.
We should have just gone with pure vets and Edwards.
You know why
Edwards is a young one guy, but
you know why they didn't pick him up though.
I agree.
Politics.
Although to be fair, Kawhi also should be here, but obviously we don't.
Regardless, Kyrie Irving, Jaren Jackson Jr., LeBron James, Cam Johnson.
Oh my gosh.
No. Walker Kessler.
Cam Johnson, 48 minutes.
No.
I mean, listen, we're talking elite. We already put Derek White on the
Kawhi
team,
Leonard
so
was
elite
picked
role
up.
players.
Kawhi, okay.
Damian Lillard. Yeah, I would honestly put him over.
Damn, neutral.
Dame could have been here.
Honestly, I would put him over Tyrese in the squad.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I would.
Donovan Mitchell. I would honestly take him over. Yeah.
He'll be there if he wants to. He'll be there.
Yeah. Chris Paul, out of his prime.
Neutral.
Yeah, he's a coach.
Neutral. Coach.
Bobby Portis. No.
Last of the bench. He could put on the Galloway suit. You know.
All right, fine. Bobby Portis. No. Austin Reeves. No.
Oh no, neutral. Austin Reeves, he was the best player in the summer.
Down.
Best player in the summer.
Down.
Medium.
Jason Tatum.
The reserves.
Yeah, I would take him over Derek.
Duncan Robinson, no. Derek White, I think we all should agree should have been Jaylen Brown, so no.
Yeah.
And then Trae Young, no.
Neutral.
Yeah, Tyrese is like a really shaky one on this squad. I mean, Tyrese and Derek White.
You know what though? Hearing that list tells me we'll be fine. There's plenty of young guys out there who will be hitting their prime or well in their prime in 4 years. So that tells me we'll be okay.
Revenge, Liz, Trae Young in 4 years is gonna hit different.
All I'm saying is Jalen Brunson should have been on the squad.
No, I'm just saying Trae Young and Brunson terrorizing as 2 footers.
Oh my God! In the future, that's gonna go 4 years.
We're gonna cook.
That's gonna cook.
All those getting blocked in the paints are gonna be crazy. They'll average 10 blocked shots a game.
Nah, bro, we're gonna cook.
We're not running small lineups. What does this look like?
We just surround them by huge dudes. We got them. Surround them.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think we can end it off here. I think we got a good episode going. Just give yourselves a round of applause. Amazing.
I don't feel like clapping.
All right, never mind.
I'll pat myself on the back and give you all an applause.
All right, guys. Make sure everybody, go ahead, check us out on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Anything else you guys want to say to the audience before we go?
Don't forget Kevin Durant is
the second best basketball Olympian of all time. Thank you guys so much for watching the Beyond the Backboard Podcast. See you on.
I got infinity money.